Alright, okay, plug the sound in.
And I will refresh the page. Make sure we are live. There we are. Okay. Got to do the obligatory sound check. Okay, we're good. All right. Russ, howdy. Okay, we'll give a few minutes for people to join in. Thanks, Maxwell. That's my 308.
We got plenty of stuff. We're level 5 now.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. We got all kinds of goodies laid out here. We're into the good stuff, the fun part of the evolution of an A architect. This is my 308. Just a rattle can paint job, really. I painted the whole thing black, and then I took some hammered copper Rust-Oleum and I stood back a foot or two and just kind of dusted. So it gave it that kind of weathered copper look where you can see the black through it, and kind of a tarnished bronze, I guess, or something. I don't know what you would call it, but I thought it looked cool. Yeah, what's been hiding in the safe? Yeah, most of them are actually here in the safe. But yeah, so welcome to the T350 show. We're a minute or two late. We were Dirty Penny. There you go. I like that, Russ. That's a good name for it. Dirty Penny. Look at that. Have I ever thought about building a scar? Well, you know, if a scar costs what, like $3,000, $4,000, I bet it would still cost a couple grand to build one. And I don't even know if you can get the parts to truly build a scar. I don't know if FN sells the parts individually or not. Would be kind of cool though. Yeah, right. Coming up with new ideas, right? Welcome to level 5. Hey, what can I build? Right. Right. So level 5 of the evolution of an A architect. We talked last week about building your first AR. After acquiring one and learning how to shoot, and then learning how to maintain it, and doing a couple of upgrades. Maybe you put a handguard on it. Maybe you put a trigger in it. Red dot. You've done some internal and external upgrades. Internals I call something like a trigger or a handguard. They're integral. They're part of the gun. You need those for the gun to operate. You don't necessarily need a handguard for the gun to operate, but you're going to burn the heck out of your hand on a hot barrel if you don't have one. And then the external upgrades are things like sights and red dots and lasers and flashlights and that kind of stuff. So when you hear me say external upgrades and integral upgrades, you know what I mean. So, and then we got into talking last week about building your own AR. Maybe trying that first basic build where you spend, $500, $600, $700 and you build a basic AR. Maybe from a kit, maybe from acquiring parts from here, there, or everywhere. You can do that with, a suppressor. That's definitely an external upgrade. I called the ATF the other day to check on my suppressor, and she said, "Yeah, it's still pending." After I sat on hold for an hour, no, not an hour, probably half an hour anyway. She said, "Yeah, it's still pending." I'm like, "So it hasn't even been assigned to an auditor yet?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "It's been 14 months." Well, we had a lot of applications last year, so I more or less got told, tough crap, it is what it is. You got to love dealing with bureaucracy, right? And they got the new e-forms up now, and they're okaying people in 5, 6, 7 weeks. And I even said, shouldn't it be first in, first out? Shouldn't you be clearing the backlog first before you're okaying these people now that have only had 5, 6 weeks? the new system is up and working, so we gotta work on that. With you guys back there that have been here for a year, you can wait.
Yeah, another one.
It's maddening.
Say another one.
Yeah, it's maddening. So, but no, after 14, almost 14 months, it hasn't even been assigned to anybody yet. So, I got off on a little rant. Sorry. You can get a suppressor for any gun, pistol, or rifle that has a threaded barrel. It has to have, well, I shouldn't say that because there are some different attachment systems, the tri-lugs and different things that you can get that, will attach a suppressor directly. It has to be like, your dad's 30-06 hunting rifle. Without any kind of attachment system on it, you're not going to be able to put a flash or a suppressor on that. But if unless you took the barrel and got it threaded, took it somewhere and had a gunsmith thread the barrel for you, obviously then you could do something like that. But there has to be some kind of attachment method. But yeah, if it's threaded or has some kind of receiving device on the end of it that can accept a suppressor, then yeah, you can suppress just about any gun, pistol, or rifle, as long as the suppressor is compatible with the one diameter of the bullet you're shooting and the pressure that it produces, right? And when you buy a suppressor, you have to you look at the rating, right? They'll tell you it's full auto rated for 300 Win Mag, or full, whatever it is. There'll be a rating on there that'll tell you what you can and can't shoot, diameter wise and pressure wise. So you always want to check that when you're buying a suppressor, that it will in fact shoot what you are trying to suppress. So again, we got off on another tangent. Sorry, Russ got me started. So level 5 is all about, now that you've built your AR and you've taken it out, and holy mackerel, it went bang. It actually worked. You've got a rifle that functions, and you made it. You built it. Are we actually building or are we assembling? I think we're assembling, but we call it building, right? We assembled a bunch of parts that we bought. If you're doing an 80%, you're getting pretty close to building. Now you're actually having to do a little bit of work, and get those before they're gone in August. Get me off on another rant. So you're ready to start building cool stuff, right? Maybe you want to build a 9mm pistol. So you're ready to build. This is kind of a heavy little gun, just based on what it is. It's actually heavier than my 350 Legend hunting rifle, based on the larger handguard, the big barrel nut that comes with it, the solid, everything on here is metal, including the brace. This is just a really cool build, 9mm with a light and laser, and that's just something really cool. That German paramilitary look is kind of what we were going for here, and that's what level 5 is all about. What can I come up with? What can I build? What kind of clone? Do I want to build an MP5 clone, kind of styled after the MP5 SD, or the MP5, the standard MP5? And in fact, this is the upper that we're going to be giving. Before I drop something here, let me set one gun down before I pick up another one. Okay, so this is the upper this is the exact upper that you will be getting if you win the contest coming up for Memorial Day, and it is that you will not be receiving the lower. Okay, I just put it on a lower today so that you could see kind of what you could have, what this could be for you. Nice light little gun, maybe weighs 4.5, 5 pounds. 7.5-inch barrel, 7-inch ARV, MP5 clone handguard, HK sights, billet upper, bolt carrier group, everything, flash redirection can. It's going to be ready to rock for you, and we'll talk more about that contest here coming up. You know, maybe you want to build the hunting rifle. I showed you guys this last week. This is my, oops, I bumped my, I got all kinds of stuff going. Okay, there we go. So this is my 350 Legend, my Ohio deer hunting rifle. Iron City Berserker light receiver set, FN bolt carrier group, Atheris handguard, Talon muzzle brake, Faxon barrel, Vortex optics, Mission First tactical stock, Strike Industries components. So this thing is a Frankenstein, right? I ordered this and I ordered that and I got this and I got that and I got all these different parts and I assembled the whole thing to come up with this really nice, lightweight, easy to carry, easy to tote around in the woods. And this thing has some kills. I got 3 or 4 Texas hogs with this already and a couple of deer. If you're in one of those states that you can build a straight wall cartridge hunting rifle in the AR platform, I highly recommend the 350 Legend. And you can't go wrong with the Faxon barrel. This is the Faxon Gunner profile barrel, and I will stack shots right on top of each other at 100 yards all day long with this thing. So then also the large caliber, right? So we get into the 308. Now we're getting into a beast in and of itself. There's a whole lot of stuff you got to know about building the 308. The different lowers. You have DPMS pattern Gen 1, you have DPMS pattern Gen 2, you have Armalite profile. In your uppers, you have high profile and low profile, so you got to make sure your handguard matches. Some AR-15 components work in AR-10, some don't. So there's a lot of research that has to be done to make sure that you're getting the right stuff to build an AR-10. Josh, who was in here a couple weeks ago talking with us about building his AR-10, he ordered some parts and he ended up with the wrong stuff. And he had stuff that didn't go together. And the companies that he bought from, luckily, were reputable enough and big enough that they were like, yeah, send the part back and we'll send you the right one. And, so it all worked out in the end for him. Or you can cheat like I did and you buy a kit. And when you buy the kit, they tell you need to buy a DPMS Gen 1 lower, right? It said right on the kit that I bought, compatible with DPMS Gen 1 lower. So I bought a DPMS Gen 1 lower from Noreen Firearms, and the whole thing went together like butter, which I would expect because that's why I bought the kit all as one unit, knowing that all I had to buy was the lower and that everything would go together. And this is a great shooting rifle too. The whole kit came from CBC Industries out of South Carolina, and the lower came from Noreen Firearms. And the optics obviously came from Vortex. Can't beat Vortex. I love Vortex. I got a Vortex on this one. Got a Vortex on this one. I've got a Vortex red dot on another one. I've got 3 or 4, I think 4 different Vortex products now. They're a great product. They're good quality, and they have an outstanding warranty. I can take this scope and I can throw it on the ground and bust it and tell them, hey, it's broke. I want another one, and they give it you. They no questions asked warranty. You can't beat it. I've literally had people tell me that they did something stupid and they busted their scope and Vortex replaced it. No questions asked. So you can't beat that. It's all about, every company makes mistakes. Every company has parts that get away from them sometimes, and things happen. And I'd be lying if I said it didn't happen to us, right? We manufacture parts and things happen. And it's all about how a company responds to that, right? When the customer emails you or calls you and says, hey, I've had this problem. Okay, let's fix it. Let's figure out how to get you what you need. I can honestly say we don't let a customer complaint or a problem, an inquiry, a quality concern, something. We don't let it sit for Not even, I mean, we don't let it sit for hours. We don't let it sit. We're on it, right? If it sits for more than a couple hours, we're not doing our job. When I get an email, I respond immediately, right? I don't want word of mouth advertising is the best advertising you can have, and it can quickly be destroyed in today's world because word of mouth travels fast today. You know, 20, 30 years ago, word of mouth traveled from one guy to the next guy to the next guy, and it took weeks just to travel to those maybe 3 or 4 people. Word of mouth advertising today can travel worldwide or countrywide in minutes, literally minutes. So we try to stay on top of that. So building your own AR. Hey, check this out. We talked about this last week. I think I showed you guys this maybe a couple of weeks ago. Had a Cerakote job done by Deadeye Customs down in Georgia. Give them a shout out. Fantastic work, right? Absolutely beautiful. Wood grain finish. Custom handguard so that you could really show off the wood grain finish. And the look I was going for is from back here, you know, from a distance, you almost look like you're shooting a traditional rifle, right? It's almost looks like a wooden rifle with the black barrel and receiver on it. And that's the look I was going for. So I can't wait. I don't know what I've got to build something with this thing. This was the bear thing we were working on. We still got to figure out if we're going to do that or do something with that thing. Too pretty to just sit there like that. Thank you, Russ. Appreciate that. Yeah, Russ bought a handguard from us, and he miscalculated, and and it was an AR-10, and he thought he had a high profile, and he ordered a high-profile handguard, or vice versa. I'm not sure which direction he went, but he got the wrong handguard. And he sent me a message, right? Hey, I ordered the wrong handguard. And immediately I'm like, dude, send it back to us, and we'll get you the one. In fact, I'll send out the one you need today. They'll cross each other in the mail. And the next one, they came back to us, and he had the next one like a day or two later, and got his build finished up. So, that's what it's all about, right? Even if it's not our mistake, we will make it right by you. We will. Yeah, that would look awesome with a fixed stock, with like a Luth stock or something like that. I went with this type of stock because on this wood grain build, just because it gave me a lot of real estate for the wood. There was a lot of surface area there to show off the wood. And I wanted to stay with the adjustability. And, this guy did such a fantastic job. This thing, it doesn't even show wear, and it slides so nice. And, man, I just can't say enough. Deadeye Customs out of Georgia did a fantastic job on that. And that whole job right there was just a little bit over 3 Benjamins. I got to be careful what I say. I can't talk too much about money. But that job was, just a little over 3 Benjamins. So I was extremely happy with that. Building, looking for an excuse to build another rifle and starting to dream about what you can build in your head. Do I want a 9mm? What do I want it to look like? What do I want it to style after? Do I want to build an M16 clone, Vietnam era type of thing, with the plastic triangulated handguards and the fixed stock, the carry handle, the 9mm or the 223 pistols, and with the MP5 handguard or whatever, just looking at stuff that's out there and saying, that would look really cool with this, and this would look really cool with that. And I happen to have the luxury of having computer software where I can match things up with each other and see how they're going to look in the computer world. Let's see, what do we got? I'm reading through the messages here, making sure Hollow Sun makes good stuff. Okay, good. Oh yeah, right. And level 5 is, now that you've got the knowledge, um, helping the next guy that comes along, that your buddy that, hey, he went to the range and saw what a cool gun you have, and he wants one now. And then so you've acquired the knowledge, you've acquired the tools, and you've got the stuff. So making sure that you pass that knowledge along and help the new guy and help the new people. It's part of the A Architect group on Facebook. You go to BYOAR on Facebook and check out the A Architect group. We keep that a judgment-free, snob-free, drama-free, whatever you want to call it, zone. We don't put up with, the whole, hey, I got a question. What about this? And then someone saying, hey, if you don't know that, you shouldn't even own a gun, and you're stupid, and how can you not know that, and blah, blah, blah. We don't put up with that. We're there to teach. That's why we got started in this, is right. We were all newbies at one time, and we all didn't know what we didn't know. I learned how to build my first AR watching YouTube videos. That was it. I had a pile of parts sitting in front of me, and I was watching a YouTube video, and I'd stop it and do what the guy did, and then I'd go back and watch it and do what the guy did, little at a time. And now I don't even need to. I don't even need to think about it. I can build a whole rifle in about a half hour, 40 minutes. Right, that's Russ's program Marksman for Vets. He was shooting with Ed, a disabled veteran, and Ed wanted a rifle and really couldn't afford one, being on disability, and Russ built him a rifle. And in fact, we made the handguard, and I'm maybe one or two other parts on that rifle. I don't remember. That was a few years back. That was pretty cool. That was that Navy. We did a Navy build. He was the. I think Russ. Was he the CB? Not sure if he was the CB or. No, he was the machinist, right? We did the machinist with the micrometer symbol on the rifle. The Navy machinist. That's right. That's what he was. Yep. Good starter. Yeah. Right, 5 years, Navy machine. Wow, 5 years ago already. Wow. Yeah, he was a Navy machinist. Good starter AR for a woman. You can't go wrong with a Smith & Wesson MP, Ruger AR 5.56. If you're looking for something off the shelf, ready built, you really can't go wrong with either one of those for a starter rifle. And it's a great platform to launch from. If you want to upgrade, right? You've got the plastic clamshells, you've got the A2 front sight post, you've got a very rigid, solid, time-proven platform there, but you've also got a solid platform that you can launch from to do these different upgrades and start to add the different stuff. And they're just a good. I recommend either the M&P by Smith & Wesson or the Ruger AR 5.56 as a good sub $700-800. They're going to be on sale. Sometimes you can catch them in the 600s, but they're a $700-800 rifle in today's market. A few years ago they were $500, but we know how that went. We know how the price of everything has gone, right? As your dad used to say. Right? So, yeah, that's what I got. That's the evolution of an A architect. Once you've made it to this point, you are an A architect. You're building really cool stuff. You're helping other people. You're passing that knowledge along. You have graduated, right? And it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. It gets really expensive though. It's I've kidded with people, and I've told people before crack would be cheaper. Probably not as good for you though. Probably not as healthy. Not as good for the staying out of jail, right? So appreciate you guys as always joining us. So let's talk about this real quick. This is the upper we're going to be giving away. We will have a show next week And next week will be the like and comment portion show where you'll be able to get signed up for this. You can also, now I think there's three ways, right? There's a like and comment post. There's going to be a like and comment posting on Instagram. There'll be a like and comment on the show from next week. And there's also a landing page on byoar.com. When you pop into byoar.com, a pop-up is going to come up. It is byoar.com/ARV-giveaway. Okay, if you want to just go there direct, byoar.com/ARV-first-second right giveaway, and you can sign up there to also win. Now, go to all three places. You got 3 entries. You're in 3 times. Beautiful, right? Okay. So this is it's our best-selling handguard. Everybody who sees these really thinks it's cool. And every time I see one pop up online, a picture somebody posts, first thing is, hey, where'd you get that handguard? Where do I get that? Where do I get that? And, it's funny. I can literally watch the orders come in. I see a post on Facebook and boom, 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 boom. And literally within hours, the orders start coming in after somebody does that. So it's really cool to watch that happen and to have been part of developing this, helping develop it. In fact, we got notification that our patent is under review, the second review. We filed a rebuttal against one of the rejections, and it's looking good that we'll have a patent on our ARV handguard and mounting system, the way we mount this thing in the very near future. So I'll have my name on a second patent. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, again, byoar.com. Check out the pop-up to get signed up to win that /ARV-giveaway. We'll take you right to it. Instagram, and on the show next week, we'll have the like and comment and share it around with your friends. You don't have to share it. It's not part of the rules to get entered, but if you share it around and get your friends entered, your friends will get in on it too. If somebody can find the lady don't want to build, she can find somebody to build it with a fax and barrel. Oh yeah. I mean, you will. Yeah. If Marcy, if you wanted to build one, if you wanted to buy the stuff to build one, for the same $700 or $800, you can build a lot more rifle, right? You can definitely build a lot more rifle than the standard off the shelf, and you're going to be a lot happier with it because your upgrades are already going to be there. So that's the beauty of building your own AR. You can spend the same amount of money and get way more rifle. This upper is 5.56. It's a 7.5 inch 5.56. The 7.5 inch does not create the best ballistics for the 5.56 round, but I do have one, and my cure for that was 62 grain ammo. The 55 grain ammo was a little sketchy. It would shoot, but every now and then I'd get a keyholer where the round would want to tumble down range. And I found that the heavier bullet helped it stabilize. And after I went to 62 grain with my 7.5 inch, I never had a keyhole again. So if you have a 7.5 inch and you're having problems with it, I suggest a heavier grain ammunition. So I think that's it for this week. Kind of a quick show, but the fun show, the showing off all the cool stuff and getting people's minds rolling about what is possible. And really, when it comes to Cerakote or some of this other stuff, Your imagination is what's possible. Seeing all the different cool parts out there, and doing anything, right? I mean, I've seen the Stormtrooper guns that look like they came right out of Star Wars. People are making these 22 pistols now that look like Han Solo's blaster from the original Star Wars movie that he shot Greedo with. Yes, I'm a nerd. I know all the Star Wars stuff and all the Star Wars. I am a Star Wars nerd. I am. I'll admit it. Um, yeah, that's it. That's building really cool stuff and becoming an A architect. So I don't know. Are we going to do a full recap next week or we'll figure something out. We'll talk guns for sure. Yeah, make sure you get out and vote. If you're in a state that's voting today, there are a couple states that are doing some voting today. Get out and vote. Exercise your constitutional right to help put people in office that reflect your values and your wants and needs as their boss, because you are their boss. We are their boss. They need to realize that. So join us next week, and we'll be in here talking about guns of some sort, of some fashion. And we appreciate you guys. And remember, you don't have to be an expert to build your own AR, to upgrade it, or maintain it. We're here to help you do that. We'll see you guys next week.